So the idea is get marinated in the emotion. It's okay. It's okay. Just get to the bottom of it. Just try to listen to that emotion. What is it trying to tell you? Maybe if you're stressed, your body is trying to tell you, I'm protecting you from something. Okay, what is that thing? I'm protecting you because I think you're not able to do it. Okay, and then what if I'm not able? What are you trying to tell me? So once we put a listening ear to that emotion, we go and slowly that loop of emotional eating, it will be slowly like not even broken, but it will be in a different pattern.
Welcome back to the Madinat Mom podcast, where real moms talk, experts share insights, and coffee fuels the chat so you can thrive in motherhood. I'm Noor, your host, and I'm here to remind you that you're not alone in your motherhood journey. My guest today, Nour Al Jawhari, is a health coach and a mom of 2 boys who helps mothers take care of themselves with love, not pressure. She teaches moms how to eat in a healthy and joyful way, listen to their bodies, and understand their emotional connection to food. Welcome to the Madinat Mom podcast, Noor.
Thank you, Noor. Very excited for this opportunity.
Can you start by telling us a little bit about yourself as a mom?
Well, I'm a mom of 2 boys, 7 and 2. I love experiencing with my boys, activities, going out. I love basically sharing those feelings with them, and I like to teach them to express their emotions. So I feel like the more I express my emotions, the more they can model me.
Did you ever think you would be a mom of boys?
No. I was always dreaming of a girl. And then when I got my first boy, I just got hooked to the boys' stuff. All the boys' activities, the football, the swimming. So I think maybe inside me, I'm more inclined to boys.
You mentioned that you like to help your boys connect with themselves and their emotions. That's so interesting because usually we tell boys that they're not supposed to be connected with their emotions. So I'm interested to know, how did that come about for you?
It goes back to my roots because I felt like I had a couple of years where all my emotions were suppressed and I suffered because of all those accumulated stress in me. So when I became a mom, I said I need to be the role model. So if I don't express my emotions, they will hide their emotions too. And it will be not an open discussion in a family. So I realized that was the moment of realization. When I became a mom, I said I need to be transparent with myself so that my boys to become transparent with me.
Mm-hmm. How do you encourage them? Because your boys are still young. So how do you encourage them to express their emotions?
It happens you can't set moments for those emotions expressing, but it happens when, let's say, when we go for a swimming class. On the way to the swimming class, I ask my son what happened in school and things. When he start talking about things, and I ask him, what did you feel that day? How was it? How was it? What was the best thing and what was the worst thing? So these things will make him learn what are the highlights of the day and the learning lessons at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. And Noor, you're a health coach. Can you tell us what inspired you to become a health coach, and what does a health coach do?
That's actually very interesting because many people get confused between a health coach and a dietitian and lose different terminologies in our society. I became a health coach during the COVID times. So at that time, I studied the health coaching. It was out of interest of health. My background, I go back to engineering, actually. So I'm an ex-engineer, and I always like to structure things. So I felt, why not to have knowledge about health? I wanted a holistic health. I don't want to learn about calories in, calories out. I don't want to be that strict mom, what to eat and so on. So I wanted to have some flexibility also in my time. First, I learned health coaching for myself. And when I finished and graduated as a health coach, I felt, no, I need to help other moms who actually go through hard times. So it all just got aligned with my own internal calling, kind of, and my passion to health. So it's both. I can say health coaching and motherhood, they are both aligned for me.
Did you feel that connection to, or that desire to help moms after you became a mom?
Not after, but it was during pregnancy. Because when I became a mom, especially during pregnancy, I felt the responsibility is really something big deal. I'm making a baby inside me, so I need to be aware. I need to be a listening mom, and first of all, listening to myself. So that phase, I felt, why not to be, let's say, I started with my own self. I was my own case study. So my experience with my boys, when I delivered my first son, I was nothing of the things that I expected. I was totally like the result of being a mom. It was totally not the expected model that I wanted to be. I was the overwhelmed mom, the stressed mom, the mom who's always in a mess. Like I literally didn't have any schedule, just let it go with the flow. And that made me even more tense because by nature I'm a very organized person, very systematic. So I felt motherhood cannot be like that. Like you need to let it go sometimes. And my first son, all that experience, it was totally overwhelming. And I needed the support, but I didn't know how to express what support I needed. But the shift happens when I delivered my second baby. I was a different person. My second baby, I was a very mindful mom, just living that experience, being with my baby, like feeling the warmth, feeling the love, the cuddling, everything. It felt totally different. Like I'm actually the same person, but I felt like I'm two different moms in the first child and the second child. So I said, why not to help moms just make the experience beautiful, not only stressful and overwhelming and all of that judgmental type of, like those judgmental words that you hear, you feel like it's a mental burnout for you as mom. So that's why I said I need to help other moms. And I see other moms suffering. So that's why I said maybe it's a true calling inside me, being a health coach, and like I've been knowledgeable about any other things like hormonal changes, emotional part, and your mental well-being. It's a mixture that can help other moms to go into a very smooth motherhood.
Mm-hmm. So what does your work with moms specifically look like?
Basically, I take a mom through a journey. Like we talk about their emotions and what usually the moms who I help, either they just delivered or they're about to deliver. So that phase of life. So if they are a mom, if there are moms who just delivered, I try to help them first of all emotionally, because I know that suffering, especially if we are expats outside of our countries, and we needed the real support that builds the connection inside us. So first I take her through that little journey of self-awareness, understanding her own inner feelings, what she's feeling right now. We take things very smoothly and in a way that even some mothers are hardly expressing their emotions and it's really very hard to pull that out and to let them feel that it's okay to feel that you want to cry. It's okay that if you want to just hide from your kids, that's totally normal. I felt some mothers are scared to feel the feeling. I don't know why. Is it something in the society or something in us? We don't like to show that we're weak. So I always tell the mothers, this is not weakness, this is strength, that you are showing your emotion. It's a strength, actually. You are showing up. You are telling your children, I'm not feeling well today. Because if you suppress it, like let's say today, if you suppress all your feelings, one day it's okay, 2 days okay. And then if it's 1 week passing by, and then you feel that all your emotions are expressed in your child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's also sometimes we don't recognize the feelings that we're having and we don't know how to express them, especially as a new mom when you're going through postpartum and you're still trying to understand what happened, yes. What happened to your life. You find it hard to express feelings that you don't even understand. But I hide from my kids all the time. I lock myself up sometimes in the bathroom. The kids are screaming and I'm like...
Just ignore.
I'm just taking a minute for myself, because you need that. You need to sort of compose yourself, yes. Get back into your own sanity. As you said, you need to take care of your emotions first so that you're able to give them, exactly. The best version of yourself. But how can moms work with you? Where can they find you?
They can find me on my Instagram page. That's the first place, at Healthy Nourita. My page, it's called Healthy Nourita. Or they can just email me, healthynourita@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. So I'm available on my email and on my Instagram.
Okay, great. Guys, you know the drill. We'll add the link in the show notes below. Noor, can you tell us what are some of the major concerns that moms come to you with?
Like most of the mothers, like their emotions mixture and what they're suffering from postpartum, let's say, it affects not only their well-being, but the way of, let's say, being the mom with a connection with their child. They lose how to show the connection. Like I still remember one woman who was trying to breastfeed and everything, and she had lots of challenges. And then during some tips and here and like sharing experiences and so on, she realized that she cannot breastfeed. She doesn't have that. She felt that she has the milk, but she doesn't know how to do it. Like she feels she's not enough for her daughter. So that by itself, for me, it's a self-trust issue, and sometimes it's a self-worth issue. Like you always link your motherhood with something, like if I'm not a giver, I'm not a mom. So some mothers, they have this linkage that we need to fix, that you are a whole person. No matter what, your child will see you as perfect. And there's no perfect mom at the end of the day. If you are giving them love, warm, connection, and that's what they want. Even if you are suffering till you breastfeed. I've been through a very difficult breastfeeding experience in my first son. Like I breastfed him in very, very few months, and then I turned into mixed feeding. And then slowly my milk just got reduced. So I know that suffering. Like I literally squeezed myself and nothing came out because I was really stressful from my work. And I used to even force it. But when you force things, nothing will happen. And your body is not going to respond to you. So the idea is to tell the mom that you're in that experience. Just live it. Get marinated in that feeling. It's okay. And even sometimes, if you let all the crying going out, your body will just relax, and your nervous system will settle, and your body will be able even to stimulate and get milk. So that challenge by itself like helped lots of moms just to gain their self-trust again. So when I work with them on self-trust issues and mainly on awareness of their feelings, some of them, they're not aware what they're feeling right now. And again, they don't know what's behind that feeling. Like they say, okay, what if I felt I want to like kill myself? Or what if I felt like I'm not good enough? What shall I do? I thought, okay, what if? No, nothing will happen. It's okay, you can feel that. And another story also, I remember one of the mothers that I helped, she was suffering in breastfeeding in the beginning, but because of her son had to go to hospital like few days, so she started pumping milk. And she felt comfortable in the pumping, it's okay. And the shock was when she wanted to reintroduce herself to her son, he did not accept her, like direct feeding. And she texted me, I'm crying, he doesn't accept me. It's okay, but he's accepting your milk in the bottle. She said, no, I want him like closer to me. And we started doing many exercises until she went back to direct feeding. So that feeling for me, it's a big achievement. Like the mother, when they gain their inner trust, that's the best feeling ever. And you will not find any doctor who can tell you this. That's the beauty about motherhood when you go back and connect to your inner self.
Mm-hmm. I think as moms, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves on how something should work out. But ultimately, you know, we need to be kinder to ourselves. We need to learn to give ourselves the same grace that we give other people and other moms. But a lot of the work that you do is also around the connection of moms with food. Can you tell us what role does food play in your emotional well-being?
That's really like the big part of our, like, let's say, well-being, because we rarely identify the connection between us and the food. And sometimes when I explain it to people, they say, wow, is that real? Because sometimes when you try to express the emotions and what you're going through, you hardly connect it with food. But if you realize for one moment, sometimes if you are stressed, some mothers cannot eat. Or some of them, they overeat. It depends on the person. Like I know some mothers who are binge eating on like a pack of chips, and they're not aware how many packs they have finished at midnight sometimes. And some mothers even they hide packages of snacks, things that are not allowed to the kids. And that's basically this is not a real hunger. This is your emotions trying to be expressed somewhere else. That somewhere else is food where your body feels in control. The thing is like your body wanted to feel in control. And you are not controlling other things in life. And for us mothers, if we lose control, we are not balanced. So we seek control at the end of the day. And some mothers, by the way, not only for seeking control, but to get out of what's happening in their world, like to distract themselves. So I call this the distraction, is that some mothers are trying to check out. Like whenever when you go to a hotel, like you don't want to check out of that hotel because how it's beautiful and everything. But many mothers, they go into checking out because they are not, like they feel inside them, they're not able to manage what's going on. So those are some reasons, like you go back to food because if you want to try to gain control, you want to check out. And some mothers even, like they eat things that they didn't used to eat it before. Like even a weird combination of foods. Like you say, okay, how come you eat chips with like a different weird dip? Like she said, no, okay, it's tasty for me right now. But if like many years passed on, she said, really, I was weird. I used to eat this. And like they get that realization moment. Not only that, but when your like our relationship with food is exactly like mirrored to our relationship with ourselves. If we feel like some trust issues or we are not good enough, sometimes that's reflected in our food choices. Like if you choose different snacks, you are not aware about the valuable impact of that meal, how that meal is beneficial or not. Sometimes you don't care because you will say, okay, anyway, I'm screwed in all ways, so let me just screw my food as well.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's an interesting relationship, I think, with food, because sometimes moms get really busy throughout the day. And you just grab whatever is easier to eat on the go, especially if you don't have your meals prepared. And then you reach the end of the day where you're starving. You need something quick. You need something, emotionally satisfying. And that's where you grab, exactly, you grab anything you can get your hands on and have it for dinner. And I understand, as a mom, I think throughout the day also you feel so overwhelmed with everything going on that at the end of the day, you said it, you feel like this is the only thing I have for myself. This is the only thing that I can control. And so you reach out to the yummiest thing that you can think of and you eat it. Yeah. But how would you suggest moms or how do you help moms that are in a situation like that?
Like when we understand the emotions, when we go the first phase of the self-awareness and understand that emotion, then we go into observing our emotion. So the first step is getting aware that, okay, what I'm feeling is not, I shouldn't feel that way, or maybe I'm feeling that feeling. Let's take stress, for example. Let's say if a mom is stressed, as long as she's aware that she's stressed, that's half of the journey. Then we start observing the stress, how the stress is impacting her food choices, her emotion, not only emotions, but everything starts with emotion, first of all. If she's stressed, and then the emotion drives a thought. Let's say if I'm stressed, my thought will come up like I'm not good enough, or those repeated patterns in my head. And that thought will drive her into a behavior. That behavior is basically the food options. So we need to capture that behavior and try to tweak it a little bit and play in the role of, let's say if you get an emotion, what to tell yourself. And it's not about flipping the thought. Like some people will tell you, okay, you can just flip the thought. Okay, I'm not good enough. I'm good enough. That's not enough. Because at the end of the day, if you don't feel the feeling, you're still suppressing. So the idea is get marinated in the emotion. It's okay. It's okay. Just get to the bottom of it. Just try to listen to that emotion. What is it trying to tell you? Maybe if you're stressed, your body is trying to tell you, I'm protecting you from something. Okay, what is that thing? I'm protecting you because I think you're not able to do it. Okay, and then what if I'm not able? What are you trying to tell me? So once we put a listening ear to that emotion, we go and slowly that loop of emotional eating, it will be slowly like not even broken, but it will be in a different pattern. So the patterns will be realigned. It all starts with listening to our emotions, basically.
And what are the steps that a mom can take to identify her emotions and to dig even deeper, as you're saying?
There are some practices, like I sit with the mom in the coaching session, we talk about the emotions and everything, and then I give her a practice to do, like a homework, either an observing exercise or an exercise that she can journal about, like a journaling prompt. One question that will let her really get into the aha moment. Oh, I'm doing that because of this. So the journaling helps you just analyze and go deeper into your thoughts. The process of writing, and even if you write it as a notes in your phone, at least like even whatever it is, but write it somewhere. That's the idea. So the process of writing makes you like, when the words are on paper, it's a different feeling. So sometimes you feel you're healing yourself. So they come back after the practice, they will say that was magic. Like, I want more practices. And along with those practices, we do some grounding exercises, some breathing at home, things that will help her to get grounded and to calm her nervous system.
Yeah, I think writing is very powerful in its own way. And also when you write what you've eaten throughout the day and you get to the end of the day and you read it, you think, I can't believe, I actually, at least for me, I can't believe I ate all of that. Because sometimes at the end of the day, if you ask me, what did you eat today? I'm like, I don't know. Let me go back and check. Because you have so many tabs open in your head as a mom that the simplest things you tend to forget, right?
Sometimes even I asked mothers to write what they eat, but in a different food log, not the typical food log like I ate, for example, I drank coffee and had a small cookie. Not only that, that's not enough. The idea is to understand your body rhythm after the food. So observe yourself 2 hours after the food. Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling stressed? So then you can realize that food didn't make you happy. That, chocolate craving didn't satisfy your needs. So maybe you needed something else. So at least 2 to 3 days, understanding your body rhythm, you will realize basically what food is bringing you. Is it bringing you happiness, pleasure, or maybe more sadness? Unfortunately, some moms will say more sadness, more stressed, and more body fatigue because of the quantity of sugar they take.
Yeah. That's something you can realize if you're writing, not only writing what foods you're eating, but also writing what emotions you experienced before and after.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we call it, body rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Noor, I think one of the emotions that a lot of moms feel when they eat something they think they weren't supposed to eat it is guilt. Yeah. How can moms navigate associating that feeling of guilt with food?
It's very interesting because that mom guilt, I don't know any mom that doesn't have the mom guilt. And the thing is, it keeps, it builds a spiral in our head. Even if you give it a space, it will grow even bigger and bigger. The idea is, okay, once you listen to that guilt voice in you, just listen to it. What is it trying to tell you? Again, maybe it's telling you, okay, you're not spending enough time with your kids, and all of that the blaming voice inside you. That's basically related to the perfectionist picture of a mom inside your head. It's related to the perfectionism. So once you just try to understand, there is no perfectionism, there is no perfect mom, there is a loving and a balanced mom. And at the end of the day, if you are a mindful mom who just lives that experience, that's what your child needs. So the idea is not to dig down into that guilt feeling and just keep knocking it. And I'm feeling guilty. I'm bad. All of that feeling. The idea is to create that, let's say, an emotional strategy. In order to be kind with yourself, it's a feeling. At the end of the day, you need to feel it, and then slowly ask that feeling, what is it trying to tell you? And then from that angle, once you get that answer, maybe it's trying to tell you, I'm protecting you from the perfect mom picture, from the expectations of the society, and many other thoughts. Then you will realize, okay, what I'm doing is enough. I don't need to please anyone. It's going from guilt to pleasing and then to being. These are the phases that you might go through. Okay, I'm guilty now, and then maybe I might be pleasing my mom, my mother-in-law, all of those, the bigger family, to show them that I'm enough. And then slowly you will go down to just, I want to be myself. That realization, as long as you are going into that being phase, then you're fine. But that takes, of course, lots of exercises.
I always say perfection is an illusion, right? And chasing perfection will leave you feeling more drained than ever because you're chasing something that doesn't exist.
Exactly.
But specifically talking about the guilt that comes out of eating something, right? So after you binge eating or after eating a meal that maybe you've been trying to avoid, that guilt feeling that comes out of food, how can we tackle it?
Now, once because it happens frequently with many moms, especially if the moms are, let's say, breastfeeding and so on, because they crave sugar at the end of the day. So as long as the mom is aware of that quantity, sugar quantity, then there's nothing bad about it. It's okay. You can just reward yourself with a chocolate or a piece of brownies. It's okay. It won't harm you. Because at the end of the day, if you just hide it from your body, from yourself, and then later on, when all the emotions get again in the loop and suppressed, one day you will eat not only one piece, you will eat a whole pack. So it's okay to accept it for some time. But the idea is to realize why I'm doing this. And the purpose sometimes of this exercise, like I do an exercise which is called why we eat. So do you eat to nourish your body, or do you eat to fill a need? Sometimes maybe you're eating that brownie piece because you needed a hug, or maybe because you needed someone to say, you're doing great, you're a perfect mom. You needed just that word. And if you give yourself, like before just grabbing that brownie piece, you give yourself like 2 minutes, just breathe in, breathe out, and realize, like, do I really need that chocolate? Will that make me happy? By the way, that craving will disappear because it's a short cravings and it's an instant thing. So that instant craving of that piece of chocolate, that's basically emotional hunger. That's not real hunger. The real hunger will appear in your physical body. Like if you have a headache could be one of the physical hunger signs. If you have tummy sounds, and when you're outside and you're embarrassed, that's basically physical hunger. But if you're just instantly craving something that I want it now, where's chocolate? Like, you feel sometimes you're addicted. The addictive mode, like I want my coffee, I can't function without my chocolate and all of that. That's basically truly emotional hunger.
Noor, I feel like you're talking directly to me because you know this, but I have a baby at home and he doesn't sleep well through the night, which is very normal for his age. He still wakes up to eat a lot. And so during the day, I'm constantly craving that sugar rush, right? Because I'm sleep deprived. I have a lot on my plate. And so going back to that emotional hunger, what are some steps that we can take to navigate, our cravings specifically when it comes to emotions?
Yeah. Now, that cravings hit, it comes suddenly. Like you feel like you need to eat it right now. If I don't eat that chocolate or that piece exactly, I won't be functioning. I won't be standing here, or I won't be maybe cooking food for the family and so on. The navigation to your cravings is like your body might be craving something else. Maybe a nostalgic feeling. Maybe you miss your mom. Maybe you miss that a mom hug. Like you wanted some real support, physical support. And you seek that support into that chocolate or that brownie piece. And some people actually, the craving tells them, or if like you need to ask yourself, what I'm craving exactly? Am I craving maybe a phone call with my friend? So what we do is we don't stop into the sugar craving, but okay, we allow yourself 1 or 2 times. But once you realize what that craving is telling you, or what basically the need that you wanted at that time, you can, let's say, we say it in a word, I will explain it, but it's called, you can crowd out sugar with different needs. The word crowd out, it means you can introduce something else, the real cravings that your body needs. So maybe your body needs a hug, maybe your body needs a phone with your mom, just a comforting phone, a phone call, nothing else. Like, mom, you're fine, how are you? Talking about our cousins, who got married, who didn't get married. Those, like, sometimes those gossips, you miss your old life. And you miss your old lifestyle. You used to go out with your friends, drinking coffee at night, in the morning. Like, there's no specific time for going out. Now you need to take an appointment from your kids in order to sneak out. And all of this has some logistics in the background. You need to arrange for that outing. And sometimes even you get hurt if somebody cancels out. Like if one of your friends said, okay, I'm not available today. Oh my God, I prepared everything. Like, it was really a perfect day for going out. So that thing, if you know what your craving is telling you, you can navigate sugar through other things. Some mothers try to crowd out sugar with exercising, like maybe their body needed some movement. Some mothers, they needed some breathing. Like I discovered I needed some yoga. I wasn't a yoga person at all. Like seriously, I even made some fun of people who play yoga sometimes. Like I feel, oh, it's very hard, I'm not that flexible. But when I realized that yoga gave me that mental pause, I wanted that mental pause. I was totally in a rush. all my day, I wake up in the morning, suddenly it's like 6 or 7 p.m. I don't know how my day just passes. So for me, when I start my day, only 15 minutes, maximum 20 minutes of yoga, just it's a pose for my body. So the idea is to find your own pose, your own, let's say, the activity or the things that can nourish you and nourish your soul, not only your body. So something that has impact on your physical body and on your emotions as well.
How did you find yoga for yourself?
I found yoga by coincidence. I attended an event. It was a small conference about health, and the host of the event was a yogi instructor. And she gave some breathing exercise and so on. So after the event, I connected with her, and we became friends actually. Like we do events together now, and like last year we did a combined workshops. Her name is Yara Yoga. I don't know if you see her on Instagram. And she approaches yoga in a different way. Like she tells you the benefit of yoga and the relationship of yoga and the nervous system. And that's what I actually needed. Like my nervous system lived on survival mode for years. And I didn't know that was all the accumulated emotions. Like you have stuck emotions in you. You know when you go to the massage and sometimes they try to just do that thing and unlock that knot, you feel you have lots of emotional knots around. And when I tried yoga, I felt that's magic. Like, I don't know what happened. And even I started texting her, is that what I'm supposed to feel? She said, no, let your body tell you. And like eventually my body told me that maybe in one pose I would stay like longer time than it's allocated. Just like my body is telling me if I'm relaxed in that pose or not. So it's a mental exercise, not only physical, but the impact is also physical. So it's 2 in 1 for me.
And I know, going back to emotions, you have a little freebie prepared for us. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, that's what I always tell all mothers. Like, I know you're going into stressful moments, and sometimes you have like lots of expectations about being a mom and the difficulties and so on. So why not just to prepare an emotional toolkit? The idea of an emotional toolkit that I'm going to prepare for all the Madinat moms, specifically that designed for Madinat mom followers. So the idea is to design your own toolkit, your own strategies that you go back to when you are feeling stressed. For example, one of the techniques is creating space. So what things will make you creating space to get out of a difficult emotion? So let's say you're angry with your child and so on. So your safe space, let's say going to my bedroom. For 1 minute, you can tell your child, it's okay, give me 1 minute. You go back to your bedroom, just breathe, getting some grounding exercise, and you come back. You will come back in a charged person, and you feel, okay, I'm just much stronger now to deal with the situation. So the first idea is how to create a safe space for your own, and creating distance. So space and distance. Sometimes your space can be with the children, and it's not a distance from your emotion. They are still seeing that mask that you don't want to show. So I understand that at the beginning of the episode we said that we need to show our emotions, but in some situations you don't want them to see you in that bad situation, that the worst, So you can take it with yourself offline to handle your own emotion, like a distance way. Some mothers actually they go walking for 10 minutes. This is for them the distance emotions exercise. I used to do this with my baby, actually, my second one, when he's in his nap time. I used to walk for 10 minutes only. It's a timed walk, Even if an extra minute, I said, no, I'm late. I don't want to exceed the 10 minutes. Because for me, 10 minutes, it will give me the boost of energy. And I used to just walk. Sometimes I listen to a podcast, even if it's a short part of a podcast. Sometimes it takes me to listen to one podcast, maybe 5 walks. It's okay. As long as I take my time and my body, just take it slowly. You don't need to be hard on yourself. And the last thing during the emotional toolkit, the preparation that I'm going to do it for the Madinat mom people, that to create the to-don't list, not the to-do list, the to-don't list. Because if you have the to-do list and it's long, and then you say, I didn't achieve any of those items in the list, basically your to-do list is a to-do less. If you realize, if you have many items, it's a to-do list. It's not to-do list. So why not to put things that are not to do So that when you see those items, let's say I don't want to, for example, get angry at my child. I'm telling you the things that I really suffered from, because I used to lose temper sometimes, because your emotions not in your hand, especially when you have a second child, like you feel all the responsibility is on you. And sometimes you feel you lost time with your bigger child. So again, the mom guilt goes into the loop. So if you have that to don't list, it's much easier on you, because when you are calm and just relaxed, write the list. Don't write it when you're angry, of course. So write the list, prepare this. So when you are sad, just open your phone, if it's in a notebook, a note in your phone, and go back to it. Oh, I said I will not do this. It's a good reminder. So that's basically creating your own toolkit that is tailored for yourself.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. I'm excited to see that and to share that as well. You guys know that we'll add the link to download the emotional toolkit in the show notes below. So Noor, you mentioned being kind to yourself, and you mentioned, not putting so much pressure on yourself as a mom. How can a mom practice self-compassion and self-kindness?
That is really, I feel it needs an episode by itself, but the idea is compassion. It's hard to tell someone to be kind to themselves. Like, I cannot tell you, okay, Noor, you need to be kind to yourself. That's not as simple as this, The idea is to realize what things makes you happy. Just start from that point. Maybe what makes you happy, watching an old Friends episode, for example. It's a very short thing and a very simple things that will shift your mood. So start with the things that make you happy, things that brings you joy. For me, I tell every mom to start her day, like every day, start your day with something that brings you joy. Let's say your cup of coffee brings you joy. So that brings you the mom pose that, okay, I'm charged. That makes my day. So no matter what happens during my day, khalas, I did my thing, So find your own things that bring you joy, first of all, and that brings you happiness at the same time. And sometimes you realize the things that brings you joy, they are the things that you used to practice when you were a child. Maybe like riding a bike, maybe just running around in the neighborhood, anything like a child activity. Because we always, like, our brain saves that memory, like a happy memory. So sometimes, for example, for me, I love playing tennis. So that's what brings me joy and brings me happiness at the same time. So if I play tennis, I'm in a different mood. I'm in the natural flow, You don't need to do any effort to do that activity. So what brings you joy and what brings you happiness, you don't need to spend effort. So start from there, and that slowly will tell you how, basically, like, once you do, let's say you will do riding a bike, that's what brings you joy. Actually, one of my clients, she told me that she remembers herself like riding a bike from between 2 cities for 1 hour, and she didn't feel the time, and now she really misses that ride. So once you know your thing, you will realize that when you do this joy activity, that you are actually being compassionate to yourself. You're doing it as a happiness reward to your own. So slowly you are building that kindness to yourself. And by the way, once you're compassionate with yourself, one activity, one by one, the self-trust will increase. Like, confidence doesn't come in one night. It comes by just practicing and trying out. And when you do an activity which is like related to your childhood, this is what we call in the holistic health inside out. So your inner child is coming out. So basically you're serving your inner child needs. And that's what will help you. Instead of craving sugar, you're basically, filling your cup in something else. And you will realize you will not crave sugar as you used to, because you're navigating it and you're giving your body what it actually needs.
That's very interesting. I love that. What are some steps that a mom can take to reconnect with her inner child?
When you have that voice, like, I'm not good enough and so on, sometimes if you remember a small episode of your life where you were a child, and maybe a happy moment when you were a child, and what was that, like, inner child in you, what happened when she did this thing, or how, basically, not only what happened, what made you proud of yourself. So that self-talk, it will charge you again. And besides that inner child voice, we as women, we have two voices in our head beside the inner child, by the way. We have the princess voice and the queen voice. So those two voices, you know, when you were little and you wear that nice dress and your mom tells you, you're a princess, mom, it's amazing, you know. People don't realize when you grow up into that mentality or you're looking like a princess and so on. Princess is usually, she's a people pleaser. So she always tries to please people. So sometimes even in her actions and her behavior, she waits the external validation. But when you compare a princess to a queen, it's all about wisdom. So she's very mature. She's aware about her moves. She doesn't take a step without awareness. Like when a queen appears, that's the queen, you know? Like we all look up to the queen. So sometimes if you have the inner feeling just giving you that mom guilt and all of that mixture of voices, just look at the mirror. Am I a queen or a princess? Am I pleasing someone? Am I basically seeking external validation, or I am fulfilled? I have my internal validation. So that's, for me, it's magic.
Okay, that's a very interesting perspective. If we were to give mom some queen-like affirmations, what would those be in your opinion?
So I wanted to tell and remind every mom, just to remind herself that the source of happiness is you. And don't try to seek happiness from outside. It's inside you. So that's the exact affirmation I told myself when I delivered my second child. I felt like that overwhelming feeling is getting into me. And then every day at night, I remind myself, I am the source of happiness. When I tell myself this, automatically my brain will seek what brings me happiness. So whether it is a cup of tea, or maybe whether it is a run in the neighborhood, or like the activities that we mentioned. So just remind yourself you are the source of happiness.
I love that affirmation. I am the source of happiness.
Yeah.
And to end this episode, what advice do you have for the moms out there that are listening?
I want to remind every mom that you have a choice, a choice of your motherhood. You either pick a candle or pick a flower. The candle burns herself in order to bring joy to the others. Like the candle basically gets burned and melted in order to shine the place. But actually the flower is different. The flower is rising and like opening up, getting that nice scent. And at the same time, it's feeding herself. So it's your choice to be a candle or a flower.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Noor. Thank you for this engaging discussion and for everything that you've shared. If you've enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You can always find me. You can reach us on contact@madinatmom.com, on www.madinatmom.com, or on our Instagram @madinatmom. Remember that if you have a story of your own to share, I'd love to hear it. And until next time, take care of yourselves as fiercely as you take care of your little ones.